Hello, divine beings, and thank you for coming and sharing some time with me today. Today, we'll be pulling your daily message from the Spirit Messages deck, and then, of course, we'll be pairing it with a Crystal Angels card. So, let's just see what daily guidance angels and divine spirit has to share with us today. Ooh. Cards started flying. Okay. Today is my son's 16th birthday. We had a beautiful dinner at the house. It was supposed to be an outside event and pair it with my 2-year-old's party, earlier in the day than do dinner for the 16-year-old, but we had a wash out. So I ended up moving it indoors. Okay. All right, so a card flew out. Still gonna finish up one. Okay. Synchronicity. Okay, paying attention to the synchronicities of the day. Are you noticing the signs of synchronicity that the spirit world has been setting to you at this time? People and situations in your life are not just appearing by coincidence. In reality, they're being guided to you from the spirit world to help you for a specific reason. Sorry. Okay, so are you paying attention to the signs? I spoke of yesterday grabbing a deck that I thought was this deck, and it was something else, and I went to put it away, and all of a sudden the roosters started talking, right? I noticed that, okay, that's not a coincidence that they're just going crazy like that after I had said something, right? I had a friend of mine that I called, and I was like, let me call them and see if they're ready to do, we were supposed to do something together. And literally they answered the phone and said, this is so crazy. I just was thinking, or said out loud, when I get out the shower, I need to call Chanel. And I called him, like I beat him to the punch. So, I may say something to my husband about money, and I'm like, oh, let's bring this in or invest in this or whatever the case may be, and look up and it's 1010, right? The sign of abundance. So the synchronicities, they show up in all different arenas. That's why I gave you all those examples. They show up in all different manners. Don't just brush things off as a coincidence, right? Don't think that I thought about this person last week and now here they are, even though you haven't seen them in 2 years. It's not a coincidence. Whatever the reason is, whether you perceive it as being something good or bad, because Spirit is saying, some of you are like, there's no way I brought this person back to my life, or there's no way that I manifested, not having enough money to handle my obligations. There's no way, but that is, right? It is. They're all being placed to us in this divine time for a particular reason. There's always a lesson or a blessing. So if you're not getting blessed by this synchronicity, there's a lesson in it for you. There's two sides to every coin. Okay. See what it is. It's for you to discern. Everything's like a puzzle. You see how it's all interworking and her gears are grinding, right? Some of you are like, yeah, that person really grinds my gears. There is no way. Or this situation is really grinding my gears. There's no way. You're very solemn face. I'm kind of chuckling, but you're like, it's not funny. Like right now, what's happening, these things that are coincidentally happening in my life, I'm speaking of certain things and it may be detrimental and it's happening. I'm seeing certain things, I'm seeing sickness, I'm seeing death, I'm seeing these things, I'm thinking these things, and it's happening, right? I'm feeling that energy from some of you. Some of you are like, nah, it's a dark space, but it's a synchronicity. It's for a reason. Are you a medium? Are you a guide? Are you supposed to be helping deliver these messages to these individuals? Is there something that you're supposed to be doing? Because it's definitely a gift, all right? But you need to be conscious and aware of it so you can start to work through it. Everyone has different interlockings and purposes. Okay. So that's all the messages that I have for you all today. Pay attention to the signs, the numbers, the birds, the feathers, the weather. If it's significant to you, it is meaningful on some level in your life. Okay, it may not mean anything to the next person, but it's meant directly for you. So until we connect again, divine being, thank you so much for listening to this message today. Until we connect. Oh, wait. I forgot. We got to pull our card from the Crystal Angels. I completely forgot. Well, not completely, but I almost forgot. Okay. All right. And a card popped. Let's get that. Turquoise. Okay. So, spiritual path, your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. All right. And turquoise also good for the throat chakra, which is also connected to your spiritual ear, which is along your jawline. All right. So, you're walking your spiritual path, listening with discernment, speaking with discernment, and recognizing that some things are not always verbal. Okay, so because you're on this spiritual path, you are seeing things differently, hearing things differently, feeling things differently, and you are at a space where you're like, I can't shrug this off anymore. I can't excuse this behavior anymore. It's making me, feel uncomfortable, and I can't allow my spirit to be uncomfortable around you anymore, or around this situation, or around this thing. Okay, again, going right back in harmony with your synchronicity card. Okay, certain synchronicities coming through for you. It's like, I can't deny this anymore. You're on your spiritual path, so you're recognizing all things aren't, by coincidence. It's not subtle, and it's making you make changes that you've been needing to change for a while, but you may have been, able to talk yourself out of it or procrastinate. But now you're in a place of propelling, you're being pushed. Okay, it's like you can't do this anymore. You have this urge, this motivation. It's not like you're forcing yourself to do it. You're like, it's a long time coming. I got to get this going, right? You have this deep urge. Okay, like the push that I'm feeling, I know everyone may not be able to empathize with this, but the urge to push when you're giving birth, that type of push. Or if you've ever had kidney stones, that type of urge to push as well, right? But definitely it's like an uncontrollable, I gotta go, I gotta move, I gotta get this relief, right? Because you feel good after you go through this push. It's a little uncomfortable, but you feel good afterwards, okay? So that is that, divine beings. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me, and until we connect again, one love.